Hi guys, it's Angie Bell with My Fairy Treasures. Okay, you guys, I'm back. Of course I'm back. All right, so I'm going to... All right, so what I want to show you guys is how to make another wallet. I showed my last wallet that I made. I don't have it with me. Anyway, but this is another version of making these journal wallets. So, and I learned it. I will have where I got the idea for this in the description box because I forgot which video I watched on this. I didn't make it exactly like how she made hers. I saw it and then I just kind of just went off on my own and decided how to make it. So anyway, let me just go ahead and show you what I made. Doesn't this look fabulous? I love it. So here's the front. I even have a little clasp on here. There's the back. Okay. And then you open it up. It's Velcroed like the last one I did. And you open it up like this. And here's the inside. And this one's different from the last one because the last one, I think I had a fold like this. This one, I actually have like a little strap. And I'll show you how to put that on and everything. And then inside, instead of having anything pockets inside, it's like a little journal inside. Now, I think the girl that I saw this from, she actually had her journal inside and she had her signatures sewn in. I sewed my signatures, but I didn't sew it in, so it comes out. So you can either sew it in, so when you open it up, it's sewn in, or you can do it so that it's sewn together in a signature, but you can take it out. So I took mine out. And so just wanted to show you what it looks like. And I did some decorating. And these are all using pages from my my most recent printables, which is called She's So Vintage. Okay. So I put all these tags in here. And you can decorate the pages as much as you want or not. Okay, and then two more of these are my girls. These are in my She's So Vintage printable pack. Okay, and these are my girls that I created. There we go. And there we go. So let's create one of these. I'm excited. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is you want to get yourself some printables. Now these printables are from, is this printable? These printables you can find in my Etsy shop, okay? There's a printable like this, but it has some florals on it. This is it without the florals on it because was in my stash. But anyway, this is a printable that's in my stash. It's a ledger that has roses and things on, flowers all over it, which I absolutely love. Okay? Make sure you guys are seeing everything. So what you want to do is you want to take this one, have it upside down. Okay? So turn this one upside down, wrong way up, and turn it over. And then have this one, the top page, upside up and the right way, but both of them are backwards. Okay, this is actually going to be the inside of your wallet. And see, when you go like this, all of this is on the right side. Okay, so the inside needs to be the right way, the outside needs to be upside down, so that when you turn it up, this is the right way up. Okay, hopefully I was clear about that. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is, let's paper clip these together. I'm just trying to think how I want to do this. Yeah, okay. Yeah, what you want to do is I'm going to paper clip this together. There's so many steps not so many steps. There's just steps, and it's just the best way of doing it so that it works out smoothly. Also, if you have some printables that print out where you have that white line going around, cut off that white line first and then put these two together. Okay. There we go. And put them together the way I just showed you, how this is right side up, the back is upside down. Put them together like that. So the first thing we want to do is you just want to round off our corners. Okay, so I'm going to use my corner chopper. And round all the corners on all of these. All right. All right, so round off the corners. Did I round off that one? I didn't round off too good. Just a second. Okay, there we go. So round off the corners. Then the next thing you want to do is you want to take this outside. You want to take this and you want to shellac both sides with either... I'm using Liquitex gloss gel, or you can use Mod Podge. And when you do that, that's what gives it that sheen. You can either use the shiny, you can use the semi-gloss, the matte, whatever you want. This one, this is a gloss gel by Liquitex, and it's shiny. You can use Mod Podge matte, Mod Podge shiny, but I like mine to have a little bit of a sheen to it. It makes it look more like leather. So it takes your paper and gives it more of like a leather finish. Okay, so go ahead and shellac those. Okay, now let's pretend that these are shellacked. Okay, with either Mod Podge or gloss gel or whatever you have in your stash. I think you could also use Elmer's glue. That would also give you a nice shine and turn this more into like a leathery feel. Okay, so let's pretend these have been shellacked with our gloss or our Mod Podge. Remember, right side up on this side, and turn this upside down on this one, and wrong sides together. Okay. And then let's just paper clip these together. We're going to paper clip the bottoms. Okay, so then what you want to do is you want to fold this up to about maybe right here, just as big as you want your wallet to be. Okay, and let's see how big, what I made my last one. This is about right. Okay, so you just make it as big as you want or as small as you want, and I like mine about right there. Okay, and if someone's going to ask me, let me just measure it real quick. I made my wallet 4 and 4.25, something like that, about 4.25. So there's no wrong or right, you just do what you want. Okay, so from here we want to cut this off. Oh, before we do that, I should have done this before I paper clip this. It's okay. That's what I was saying. There's steps. So after you shellac it and you put the two pieces together, take this off because we're going to glue these two together with the glue stick. Okay, so let's do that. You know what? Oh, here's my new one. This glue stick is done. I've got to order myself some glue sticks. I am low on the glue sticks. Okay. All right, and I always go twice on everything when I'm gluing things with the glue stick, just so I get a lot of glue on there. All right, so now let's put these two back together. Make sure that this one's upside down. It is, and this one is right side up. Wrong sides together. just like if you're going to sew something, and then put these together. And I will tell you why you want to glue these together in a second. This is a really important part right here, to glue these two together. All right, let me stand up so I can make sure I can get this lined up. There we go. There we go. Perfect. So now those two are lined up together. Now what we want to do is let's cut off this part here. The part that's left over. We don't need this. Well, we are going to need this, but we don't need it right now. Okay. And then re-glue this, because now, you know, you've undone this, so you need to re-glue this back because you cut that off. So let's glue this back on again. There we go. Bam. All right, so that's glued on again. And then let's cut the corners. Corner chomp the corners. And I will show you guys at the end of the video all of my printables. All my printables are 5 for $2. My Etsy shop is called My Fairy Treasures, and this printable line is called She's So Vintage. And I will show you some of the printables. So if you're interested, you can go and get those. You can get some of the new line if you'd like, or the whole line, whatever you want to do. Okay, so now this is where we're at here. All right. Now the next thing you want to do is you want to make the strap. This right here, this piece. Okay. So let me just measure this. I want to make sure how many inches I made that, so I know how to. And you're going to cut that out of this. Okay. Let me just see what I did on this. 1.25 inches. Okay, so I'm going to use my paper slicer. I'm going to put that away. I'm going to use my paper slicer and slice this 1.25 inches. 1.25 inches. You can make your strap whatever size, but I've gone over it and I just feel like this is a really good size. And so, and also since I chopped that off, we'll need to re-glue this back together. So let's glue that back. I got some book pages over here that I can use as a glue surface. So I'll get my thing over here. So okay, let's just open this up a little bit. Are you guys seeing this? I hope so. All right, so I'm just gluing this back together. It's just a lot easier to work with if this is glued together. And like I said, I'll show you why you want the two pieces glued together. Even though we're going to go to the sewing machine and sew them, you still want them glued together. Okay, so let's go back. Let's go back to this, okay? And let's decide how we want to do this. I think I want it like, so the back, so decide where you want it on the back. So maybe about that far on the back. And then where on the front do you want to end up at? And we want to end up about right here, I think. All right. Okay, for my strap. In fact, we can be a little bit shorter. Cut it as straight as you can. Perfect. Okay. And corner chomp this. because that'll just look a lot nicer. It'll look more like a real strap if we corner chomp it. And then that'll go right here. Okay. So now from here, what you need to do is you need to take all of this to your sewing machine. Now you do not have to sew this. You could leave it just like this, but it looks so much nicer if you stitch all the way around it. And I used a, what do you call it? Zigzag stitch all the way around. Okay. And then on this one, I just used a straight stitch because a zigzag is kind of too wide for this strap. So I just used a straight stitch on my little strap here. I forgot to corner chomp the other side. There we go. All right. So this is how this is going to go when it's all done. Okay. Just like that. All right. All right. So let me show you where we're at. Now, pretend that I took all this and did all the sewing like I told you. And here's this one. Now, it's different. Are the papers different? Yeah, the papers are different, but it's still the same process. So, this is what it looks like once you've sewn it all together. See how I sewed it? All the way around. And then on this one, I sewed the strap all the way around. Okay, so let me show you how you attach all this together. Sorry for that light coming in. Oh, thank goodness the air conditioning came on in my house. It was getting warm in here. Well, I live in Las Vegas, and it's been like 117, 118, 119 for like the last 2 weeks straight. It's been hell. And today, finally, it's like 109. It's still hell, but it's better than 119. Okay, so you want to use Velcro fasteners. I get these at Dollar Tree in the craft section. Okay, at Dollar Tree. So I'm just going to take these off of here, put them on the side here, so I'm ready to go with those. So you have to decide where, just kind of place this in the middle, just eye it and see what looks good. Come to the front and see what looks good. That looks good to me. So I'm going to take my hot glue and hot glue this on. I didn't do it, but you might want to rough this up because this is shiny. And you might want to rough it up a little bit just to make sure everything sticks. I didn't do that, but it should be okay without roughing it up if you forget. But if you can remember, you can kind of rough it up. In fact, we'll just do it really quick, just to give it a little bit more oomph. Okay. And then I'm gonna also glue all of this. Okay. Okay, there we go. And that just makes sure that this stays on really well. There we go. Now we want to hot glue. Oh, let's rough this up. Rough it up here because we're going to hot glue here the Velcro little fasteners on. And where's this going to end up? About right here. So let's rough it up there. I'm just using a little sand block, or you can use a little nail file. Also, you know what, I could have, you know, when you cut this to straighten it up, this is why you want to use your glue stick. Let me show you why. That's why we glue stick. Even though you sew it, it comes up like that. And the reason this happened is because remember I trimmed off the edge and I forgot to re-glue it on the edge here. So that's why you want to glue stick everything like I'm showing you. Okay, that'll be perfect on that. All right, so let's put the Velcro pieces on. So I'll put them about right here. There we go. And then take your other piece and stick it to it like this. Put your hot glue on right there. and place that down. And let that hold for a good, 10-15 minutes while we prepare the inside. Okay? And you guys look, isn't that fabulous? All right, we got more to do because we're gonna decorate this, okay? But we're gonna let this dry. Let that glue that glue dry on there. Let's make the little journal that's gonna go inside of here. Okay, and then we'll decorate. So, just a second. Let me grab my papers that I'm going to use for this. All right. These are some of my printables from She's So Vintage line of printables in my Etsy shop. Let me show you. So here's this one. Here's this one. Here's another one. Here's another one. And then I'm going to use some of these in this little mini journal that's going to be inside this wallet. This music notes, this really cool looking letter, some coffee dyed paper, more coffee dyed paper, and possibly I'll be using this. This is a crossword, and it's the section that shows you like the correct way of doing everything, like the cheat page where you look and see if you did it correctly. Anyway, I just think it looks really cool, and I coffee dyed it. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to get your first one, fold it in half, and these are all done. I did 15 in my kit here. She's So Vintage kit. I did 15 horizontally, which means you can be able to fold them right into signatures. And then I did another, I think 15 or 10 vertically. So if you want to do those longer type of journals, tall journals, you can. You can also put the ones that are printed vertically in your regular journals too. So anyway, so let's get, I'm going to let this dry. I'm still letting this dry, okay? And are these the same, about the same? Yes. So I'm going to use this one here to know the width of the journal inside. Actually, you know what? I can just use the journal that I had from, yeah, never mind. I'm going to use this journal, the journal that I already made. We're going to use this as our sample to know how big or not we want these pages to be. So there we go. Perfect. So I'm going to trim around so we can get the idea of the width on these. Now, what you'll use if you don't have one that you've already made, you'll just use, open up your journal or keep your journal shut and just use that. Well, like I could have just, I don't know what my problem is today. I don't need to use this. I don't have to open up the journal. Let me show you. This is the one we just made, right? I need to pull my head out. Just use this. I was thinking I had to open this up, but I don't want to open it up because we're letting that Velcro dry. I'll just use it like this on the outside. What am I thinking? Okay, so that's perfect right there. That should fit in here really well. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to take my paper slicer and just slice off just a little bit more just to make sure everything is really nice and square since I hand did it. Hope I'm being clear enough on this video. Okay. So now we have our sample of the size that we want to make, that we need for our journal to fit into our wallet journal. Okay, there we go. So let's take our next one, fold this one in half. There we go. And then I'm just going to trim them all up just like this. Just put them together and just trim everything. So I'm going to pause my video just for the sake and time of this video. And that's how I'm going to do all of them. Okay. Just put them in and then cut around. And I'm saving all these pieces because we'll be able to do stuff with all of this stuff. Okay. So I'm going to take my next one. Let me just to show you. Take my next one. Fold it in half. Put this one inside of here like that. Again, trim around. I don't know why I'm using my Tim Holtz scissors. They work good. I like the Tim Holtz for like wire cutting and stuff like that, not for like cutting my paper. It'll cut paper, but I like to use these scissors to cut paper. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and pause you guys and keep going, cut all my papers, and then we'll go on to the next step. Okay, you guys, what I did is I put all my signatures together, okay? And then I'm using these little clips. You guys get these clips from Dollar Tree. These are the bomb. And so I put all the signatures together after I cut them. See, they're all together. And then I put these clips on here. Like I said, pick these up from Dollar Tree. They're the bomb. Then I took I love this Tim Holtz Ideology ruler. If you can get this, get this. You don't have to have it. I just love it. Okay, so I measured this and it's 8 inches. So half of it's going to be 4, right? And I'm putting this right in the crux where it folds. And I'm going to use a pencil. And so since I measured 8 inches, at 4 inches is the middle. So that'll be my middle hole. Then I like to come an inch up from the top. So at 7. And an inch up from the bottom here. That's at 5. Okay? So that's how simple that is. All right. Then, again, you guys, this is like a little poker tool from Dollar Tree. I like this better than an official awl. Okay? This thing is great. So sharp. And then, so go in the center here and poke a hole. There we go. Then poke a hole here. Now, my where I'm supposed to put this hole, it's not right in the center. It ends up being a little bit on the side. So make sure you go in the center where it's folded, where your fold is at. But your dots at least will tell you. See, like my dots here, but where it's folded is right here. So just go in the fold, but at least you know where it needs to be at. Do it in the fold. It's hard to measure it and mark it exactly in the fold, so don't worry about it. Just make sure you put your hole in the fold, but the dots at least tell you where they need to be. Okay, and if you want, you can then erase if there's any mark there with your pencil. You can erase that. Bam. Keep this on here. So the next thing I'm going to do is sew this together. So I have, and I love this because it's good when you're going to make, they're really good for when you're going to make like a larger journal, but you can still use it for your smaller journal. These really big, really long doll needles. See, it's a doll needle. This is some, and what I love is I love the head's really big. Okay, so get yourself some doll needles. They're in the sewing section where you get the regular sewing needles at Hobby Lobby. And I'm going to use, this is some crochet thread. You can use crochet thread. You can use embroidery floss. I love getting these on clearance at Hobby Lobby when they clearance out the yarn. So I always pick these up. I can pick them up for like $1.99. But they're only like maybe $3 or $4 anyway. So pick these up. You'll have it forever. You can also use some cotton from Dollar Tree. That works good too. So, and I use that too sometimes. Just depends. I like to just have a lot of choices. All right. So, string this up. Bam. Put this away. And if you can't find the doll needles, get yourself an embroidery needle, because the embroidery needles also have a nice big fat head so that you can put cotton through it, you can put embroidery floss through it, you can put this crochet thread through it. So if you can't get the doll needle, I think you'll really like the doll needle. Okay, so you start in the center, okay, the center hole, go through, leave a tail, because this is what you're going to use to tie, okay? Then I like to go to the bottom again, to the center. Let's see if I can get this. Just a second. If I get off camera at all, you guys, sorry. Okay, now I'm back here. Make sure you keep this out like that, okay? Then I'm going to go back through the middle again. And then I'm gonna go, I'm on the outside, go back through. Bam! So now we end up here. So we have both of these, okay? So let's cut that off. Let me put this back in. Have your little container where you keep all your stuff like this so that you always have it all together. And then you want to tie these together. Okay. Now what I like to do to keep this, unless you have somebody put a finger there, that'd be perfect. But you know, not everyone has a finger, an extra someone to hold it. So I like to take a pencil, put that here like this, and this holds it taut for you. This is like someone putting their finger there. This is what I do. And kind of keep my pressure on it while I knot this up. Okay, so keep the pressure on this, like this. Bring this out. And at the same time you pull it out, make your knot. There we go. And then I trim this up, but I still like to, leave, even in my regular size journals, I like to leave the strings long like this. I think that's fabulous. You could even leave them really long and bead them, and then it can end up being like a bookmark if you want to do that. Anyway, so now we can take our clips off. Take those off. You guys, these are fabulous. This size, I think you get 2 for $1.25, and then they have really small ones. You get 4 of those for $1.25. So just get these in your life. They're fabulous. Okay, so now we have our journal. Okay, just a second. Let me, where is my, oh, here it is. If you don't have a bone folder like this, you can use the back of a spoon. But I just really want to just really cement this down so it stays folded. And it'll stay folded better, flatter, the more it gets smashed down by being inside of your thing. So see, let me show you how it looks now. Okay. So what I did, let me show you what I did to decorate this. You can decorate it or just leave it just like this. You don't even have to go through and decorate it if you don't want to. Okay, but see, I'll show you what I did. The back of the pages that, like this is my printable and then it's white on this side. You can either take some Tim Holtz Distress Ink Antique Linen. You can use Vintage Photo, whatever you want to do. And right off of here, just go like this, right onto it. It gives it that really aged look like you copy or tea dyed it. It's fabulous. Okay? And you can just leave it like that. And do that to all the ones that are white like that. Okay? And, or what you can do is you can take my printables or anything you want to take, any paper you want to take, and let me show you. I'm looking for one of my printables. Do I have? Okay, here we go. You can take one of my printables, you can take whatever you want to take, and then just measure it like this and cover it. Okay, just like that, and then cut around and then glue that on here, okay? And then that could be to cover that page. You could also cover that page with anything. You could do it with music note paper and do the same thing. You can use book pages, which I love using, especially old book pages. You can use old book pages and do that, okay? So anything you want to do, you can do like that. I even have, this is a piece of scrap I have left over. I could put this here, okay? Just a second, let me just... to cover that. Also, if you want to put pockets in, you can put a pocket in. Like, you know, trim this off and then put a pocket in at the bottom on anything. You can put side pockets. You can do whatever you want to decorate this up inside, okay? Or you can just leave it blank just like this. Either way. In fact, let me just show you again the one that I made, what I did inside the journal. See, this was, okay, this is my printable, and this is the other side of my printable. So I used a book page there. This is a piece of coffee dye paper just to journal on. This is, again, it's one of my printables. So what did I do on this side? I took one of my other printables and cut it out and just glued it on here. I also took a little Tim Holtz Distress ink or any ink and just inked around the edges here on the page. Coffee dye paper again. I put a pocket right here, okay, with one of my printables on the bottom and just put a pocket on there. On the other side of this one, I used one of my printables, cut it out to fit this, and did that. And then on the edges here, I used a little bit of distressed ink. On this one, I don't know what this was, the back of, I think another printable. Yeah, because we're in the center. I put a piece of book page on there, and I took one of my printables and made it into a pocket, see? So you can do any of this to decorate it. You can decorate it however you want to decorate it, okay? And or not, all right? And there we go with that. Fabulous. Okay, so now we need to go. Now this is, I'm going to paper clip this together for right now, just so it gets folded really nicely, so it will lay really, really flat. So let's put a paper clip on that. Okay, so let's go to this now. And when you first open it, kind of hold on to the Velcro piece on the bottom. Like hold on to this piece and open it up just to make sure this is really attached. You know, after a couple hours, you won't have to worry about it. So now what we want to do is we want to decorate the outside of this, right? With some trims. That's what I like to do. So let me show you. So I'm going to take, you guys, when you see these trims at Hobby Lobby, this is what this trim looks like. Look how beautiful it is. Isn't that gorgeous? This is regularly $5.99. I got for $1.37. When you see these on clearance at Hobby Lobby, pick them up. So what I want to do is I'm going to glue this all the way around here. Glue this on the back all the way around. Then I'm going to take this and I'm going to trim it here too, just down the center. Okay, so let me do a little bit with you and then I'll go off camera and finish up the rest of it and I'll come back and show you. But let's just do some of it together right now. And I'm using hot glue. And even though it's a shiny surface, but because I'm doing fabric with hot glue on the shiny surface, it'll stick really well. So don't worry. Now this trim unravels easily. This trim unravels easily. So what I do to make sure it doesn't unravel, I'm just going to take a little bit of hot glue on the edge and just put it on the edge a little bit. Just the tiniest amount. If you have Fabri-Tac, you could also use Fabri-Tac to do this too. Okay. So I'm just holding that down. There we go. Trim off any excess glue. And then let's do it here too. And this trim is what makes the big difference. You guys, make sure you put the trim on here. It makes the biggest difference. And now that I'm doing this, I suppose it doesn't really matter that if you don't sew this, because we are putting trim right where the sewing is going. But anyway, so decide if you want to sew it together or not. I'll probably still sew mine just because I just like the way, I just like the satisfaction of that stitched edge being on here. So if anything shows, like it'll show here, the stitched edge on my flap, so I'm just going to put this down the center, right? But everywhere else, I'm actually covering up the stitching. So it's up to you what you want to do with that. Especially if you don't have a sewing machine, then you won't have to worry about stitching it. Just glue it, because we're going to put trim on it anyway. I don't know why that just hit me right now. I just like that satisfaction of it being sewn, like I said, having those stitches there. Okay, the hot glue right here just dried up. Okay, don't be drying up on me. There we go. I'm just going to do the front and then the back, and anywhere else on the back and anywhere else I will do off camera, just for the sake of. Okay, there we go. All right, keep going here. Get another glue stick. Okay. I'll show you how this looks. Now you won't have to worry about putting glue or Fabrifix on the edge of your trim if it doesn't unravel, but this one unravels whenever you cut it, so you have to either put some hot glue on the edge or Fabrifix on the edge so it doesn't keep unraveling. There we go. So look, check that out. Doesn't that look fabulous? I love it. This is gonna, yeah, it goes over. Perfect. Look how fabulous that looks. Okay, so off camera, I'm gonna finish with the trim, and then I will show you how it all looks at the end. Okay, so I'll pause you guys again. Okay, so I went ahead and did the trim all the way around onto the strap and all the way onto the back. Look what the difference that makes, you guys. Isn't that just make the biggest difference? So definitely put the trim on there. Then on the other one, like I showed you, I am going to use these, where's the other one? I'm going to use these stickers. They're fabulous. And put these on there. Look how beautiful these are. You get them at Dollar Tree. They look like metal little pieces, like some Tim Holtz little metal pieces. These are stickers, you guys. They're in the craft section at Dollar Tree. Pick them up. So the packaging looks like that. Okay. So these are some of the other ones. So make sure that's the packaging. So make sure you pick some of these up. You will love them. I did take my block, or you can take a nail file and just scruff this up so everything stays really well on here. And that's how I'm going to decorate these. Now, you don't have to have these. You can decorate them with whatever you want to decorate them with. Okay. that, and then we'll put this one on. Alrighty, and then let's do that. And I would already roughed this side up here. I'll put that right there. And you can decorate yours with whatever you want to decorate yours with. This is just what I chose. Or you don't have to decorate at all. You don't have to put anything on the front of it. You could have just left it just like that. I definitely would put the trim, because the trim is what really does that part. It really shows that out. And you can use whatever glue you want on this. You can use hot glue. You can use E6000. But I would rough it up just a little bit, because you are gluing like these plasticky stickers onto here. And they do have some stickiness on the back because they're stickers, but I wouldn't trust that. So check it out. I love it. Glue strings everywhere. Okay, and then we can open it up. This part right here, I just want to show you something. The strap, make it a little bit longer than I did. I mean, I'm over it, but I could be over it. I could have this just a little bit longer, because you do have to go over the trim here, okay? So maybe just make this a tad bit longer, but I still got over the trim, but just barely. But I got over it, but just to let you know. And then inside you have your little journal. And like I said, you can take your journal, so instead of just binding it the way I did, you can put the holes inside of here and bind this whole thing together before you put the trims and stuff on. But I like being able to take my journal out of here like this. I think that's cool. Okay, let's put all this back together. So we have this one. Let me put these away. So we have this one, and we have this one. Yay! I love these. You guys, these are going to be so beautiful. Now, these can go into your junk journals. Let me make sure you guys are seeing this. These can go into your junk journals in a pocket. They could just go right in, tucked in the front. On the front of your journal, I like to tie a big bow around my journal to keep it close together. And then I like to stuff like different things. You can stuff this inside that. Once you make a big bow and tie, or just whatever your tie is to tie your journal up, you can stick these things like this in there, which is probably what I'm going to end up doing. You can also just put them inside your journal, like right in the cover. You can put them in a pocket. So these are fabulous. Also, you can use these as a real journal and put this and just have this and just be able to journal in it, just as like a little mini journal. You could put these in your purse. You can keep these in your purse. That would be fabulous. And maybe instead of using printables inside, just use all coffee dyed paper and use it as a little journal or list pad. And these are great gifts for your crafty friends. These would be great gifts. So, okay, so let me show you the printables. Let me show you a sample of some of them. I'm not going to show the whole line, just so you get a kind of an idea of the printables. I don't print off everything at first, because I like to print some stuff on printer paper and some stuff on cardstock. So, and the next video, you're going to see me putting together my cover for my journal and putting my journal, my next journal together using the She's So Vintage. So here we go. Alrighty. And I might show you the whole line. We'll see. These are all the ones I printed off. I printed these all off on cardstock because these are going to make my signatures. And then I'll add other things for signatures too, like copy dyed paper and music note paper and book, book pages. So I'll add other stuff in there. And these are all done horizontally, so you can just fold them right up into signatures. So that's how I created them, horizontally, to do the signatures. Okay. This line that I made is so big, you guys. I didn't mean to make it this big, but I just kept going. I kept going crazy. Okay. And then here's some tags. So here's some tags here. I printed those out twice. Oh, I printed them out actually 3 times. Okay, 4 times. I don't know why I printed those off so much. And then I also have, okay, I've started cutting into these, so I won't show you these. I also have envelopes. Let me get those out. Okay. Just a second, guys. I keep up my originals that I created. What I do is I make collages, and then I turn them into my printables. So it's my favorite thing in the whole world is collage. I just absolutely love collage. Okay. I will show you these envelopes. These, the vertical ones, more verticals, and then these. Okay. So these are the, what are these? These are the tags. Okay. And each, it's 5 printables for $2. Okay. So those are all the tags, and you just cut those out yourself. Okay. All right, so there's the tags. These are vertical, and these are like my own artwork, these women, and I wanted to look like torn page. So half woman, half like script. Okay, so there's this one. And these are vertical so that you can make the tall journals out of these. But you can also cut these up and put these in a regular horizontal type of journal also. There's only 4 in here in this section. So this might be $1.60 for these. I think that's what I did. Okay, here's some more for the tall journals. These are all done vertically. But they can also go into your regular journals that you have that you fold into the horizontal signatures. You can still do it that way. Okay. And this is just so you can get a better look. This is so you can get an idea of the line. There's this one, which we use today. These are good because they're vertical. These are good. The vertical ones are really good to make these. So if you want to make these wallets and you want to use my printables, you get the vertical ones for those because that's so they can fold upright. The ones horizontally won't end up being folded upright. So okay. Alrighty. Next. Now these are my artwork, and they can be like little tags. You can do whatever you want with them. These are my girls and that I hand drew and did a mixed media background on them and made them into printables. And then I did them 4x6. These could be big tags. They could go as a focal point on a page. They could be a pocket, whatever you want to do. The small ones could also be like little tuck spots in the corners. So, and anything else you can think of. Okay, next. Envelopes. These are really fancy little envelopes. I think they're fancy. Okay. And I have a video in the description of these, of how to put these together. And the video is on YouTube, but I have the link in the description box on Etsy to show you how to put these together. Okay. They're very, very pretty. These right here, when you see all of this, this is the flap. Okay. Now, this right here are the, this is the, I should call it, this is the top of the envelope. These are flaps. So you can take these flaps and attach them to the envelope tops so that you can fold them over. And I show you how to do this in the video. Okay. So I give you also a page of the flaps that go with all the envelopes. Okay. And that's in the description box when you buy them. So it gives you a link to the video on YouTube. And these are more of those fancy envelopes. And here, since I had enough room, the flap is on here to attach the top onto your envelope. And these are all smaller envelopes. And then this is those envelopes, and using my artwork to make kind of like more like a vertical envelope, which is really cool. Okay? Kind of like a coin envelope. Where did I put my... Okay. I told you guys this is a really big... Wait, did I already... And I already showed all this. Yeah. Yeah, I showed all this already, so I don't need to show this. Yeah, this is the original stuff. Okay, so that is that's the whole line right there. Let me just put these away so I don't get things confused. Put this in here. I don't want to confuse myself. I'll put this in here too. Okay. So that's the She's So Vintage line. If you want to check that out, every 5 pages is $2. A clickable link is in the description box, and my Etsy channel is called She's So Vintage. Also, I have a group, a Facebook group called Our Magical Little Place. It's also a clickable link in the description. Come join that. If you make these, show us. If you make anything, if you junk journal, art journal, knit, crochet, I don't care what you do. Come share. Get inspired, inspire us. If you have an Etsy shop, if you have a YouTube channel, you can leave links, okay? Or anything where you make stuff, or you're showing us things that you've made, or videos to show us how to do things, you can leave links, okay? All right, you guys, that is it. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I hope you do so. If you can give this video a thumbs up. Any comments or questions, leave below. Come visit me on Facebook and Instagram, and I'll talk to you guys next video. Bye, guys.